folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Terror Inc. Issue 2 by Max. Now, there is blood, violence, killing, murder, guns, attempted murder, dismemberment, an acid bath, and, more violence in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So, when we left off Mr. Terror in issue 1, he's been fooled into killing some high official from England in the security of the country. And then he's been shot and dismembered and taken to be, to be rid of. So, we started this issue in some kind of unknown place. Two men are throwing Mr. Terror's body into an acid bath, or more like an acid sink, it looks like. And they took away the arm of his beloved Talita. That's the woman he loved many centuries ago. And it's all video 1. You know what I mean? But anyway, the arm of his beloved that he had centuries ago, and the severed it from her during a crucial fight. But then he wanted to make sure that he would at least have a part of her with him. And he went to a witch and her blacksmith husband. And the witch did something to help him keep the arm. Well, now they took it from him. So the two men talk, thinking, can he really be, can he not be killed? As they're throwing his body, a guy that puts him in the acid bath asks about the arm, and the other guy says, oh, it's already been taken to the mystic. I have a mystic guy. And then he opens the bag where his head is, and he startles and drops it, and some of the blood or whatever gets on the floor. The other guy said, hey, watch it. And he tells him, oh, I swear he winked at me. Then they throw him in. We see his body through, him through the, he's looking through the acid at them. And then the guy that was helping calls for someone to mop up the floor. A third guy comes along, he mops it, complains, and then spills that water down the toilet. Then we move on to, of course, the sewage. We see some kind of what's it called? What is it? Joint Water Pollution Control Plant. There we go. We see the plant, and we see the water, and then we see a frog jump into the water there, and something approaching. And the frog has a question mark. We're like, what? And then we, obviously, Mr. Terror has now taken control of the frog. It looks like even just a bit of him being able to travel somewhere and then get hold of any living being, and he can continue on. Because I was wondering about that in issue 1. Whether they completely, like a spot of him left. Can he still somehow heal from that and continue? Because unlike in Berserker, his body doesn't heal again. He needs to find body parts to attach to himself. Because he keeps rotting. Oh, also, a really nice thing is in the beginning, for the comic, they give you a little explanation about Mr. Terror and then recap it for you as well. I wish comics did that more nowadays. So yes, he takes control of the frog. He gets, now him as a frog. He jumps out into the highway and gets hit by a car. The car drives home. It's the family, a guy, his girlfriend or whatever, and the girlfriend's son, and the girlfriend's pregnant. They talk about something. Then the kid notices that there's the frog on the front of not the windshield, but on the bumper. I think bumper. And he says something to his, I presume, stepdad. And he said, well, clean it up, sport. So the kid takes a stick and, just cleans the frog off and throws it in the trash. Oh, and they also have a black cat. Then, we see they're going inside the house. Then it's the nighttime. They're laughing about some TV show. And we see the cat approach the trash can with the frog. The frog falls out, or Mr. Terror falls out, looks at the cat looks at the frog, Mr. Terror, and then the cat jumps. And Mr. Terror jumps in the frog's body. It looks like an altercation's about to begin. Then we go on to, I don't know what, the morning? Yeah, it's morning. Uh, the kid's mom made him eggs, but he tells her, I hate eggs. You only make them because the stepdad's name is Craig. Craig likes them, and yada yada yada. I want pancakes. They start arguing, and then she's about to slap him, but he grabs her arm, and says all you care about is Craig, and you can see he's got tears starting. She says, "You better not wake up Craig," or she hasn't finished. Craig wakes up, asks what the commotion is about. And then he essentially, I'm pretty sure, punches the kid in the face, because later you see him with a black eye. And the mom is like more concerned about, oh, he can't go to school like that, Craig. And Craig's like, well, then he gets a sick day. Man, she's a shit mom. But she's fine with him, and Craig tells him, if your mom wants to hate you, you take it up the chin. What an asshole. He has anger issues, that one. Anyway, you see the cat looking at them through the window, or now Mr. Terror. Then it's nighttime. You see the poor kid lying in his bed, the black eye. And then we move on to the bedroom of his mom and Craig. You see the cat's shadow jumping in the kid's bedroom, and then he's in the parents' bedroom, or the master bedroom. And he goes. Craig and the wife are sleeping, and then Craig wakes up and he's like, "What?" And you see the cat, and inside the cat, where his left eye is, there's the frog staring at him, and also the cat has the two of its limbs are frog's legs. This is some shit, man. Disgusting but fucking cool. Yeah, so there's that. There we move on to Los Angeles, where is the offices of Mr. Terror. You see Mrs. Primo sitting looking at a photo of her and Mr. Terror. She's got a nice tuxedo and everything. And she's crying and blowing her nose. And then Mr. Terror comes in Craig's body now, or his body now. Honestly, that woman and that kid are probably much better off without him and his anger issues. Because, I didn't mention this, but the woman's heavily pregnant, too. I can only imagine what the poor baby would have had to go through if that bastard was still alive. So I guess now she's gonna think he left her or something. But I kind of wonder, did he quickly kill him? Did the wife, did she never wake up, or did he kill both parents? Nah, he probably just killed him, but I wonder how he managed to do it quietly enough so the wife doesn't hear. Anyway, Mr. Terra's like, oh, I'm touched. No one ever blowed their nose for me, on my behalf. Yeah, Mrs. Primo gets up, hugs him. She's happy to see him. He's like, will you sleep with me now? And she's like, not in your life. And then hours later, they talk about what's going on. How does this happen? So he was betrayed by who? Then there's this one person or an organization that Mr. Terror mentions how they might be after him death something. Anyway, they talk. He needs, obviously, he's very upset about losing Talita's arm. He has to get it back. But he also needs, because without it, his curse is worse. She was somehow keeping him more together. His limbs not decaying as fast, it would seem. And he's like, I have to find it. And she says, oh, your beloved's arm. Because he's in Craig's body, he also has his anger issues. And he, reacts very violently before they go to sit on the roof. It looks like he's about to hit Mrs. Primo, and she takes out a gun from her bag, but he just hits the table. He doesn't hurt her. Anyway, then they're on the roof. They're talking. She said, "Okay, you need to go to Mrs. Boneyard to get new body parts, and then we'll go get your arm, and then find out more." So Miss Boneyard's this young lady that, well, as from her name, I don't know. It looks like it's her job to get bodies for him and just take sew off parts for him. So Mrs. Primo calls her. For some reason she doesn't, I don't know, doubt it's her, Miss Boneyard, and she starts asking her many questions. Then Mr. Terra hears a noise and helicopters gathering, and down below there are vans and police cars and shit. And then the helicopter appears right on the roof of the building, and they're about to be shot at. And he grabs Mrs. Primo and says, "Come on, let's go." They run inside. They run to one of the rooms. They lock the door. He gets shot in the back though. He says, "Come on, Mrs. Primo. They're about to burst in here." She opens up she's trying to open up a cabinet because they recently changed the combination. She succeeds. Then we see those, I don't know, CIA, FBI, someone. Because of who he was tricked into killing, they're now all after him because it's a matter of national security and shit. They go in, they're like, where is he? Where did they go? And then one of the agents there, they opens the cabinet, and there was an escape route there. Because I guess the guy in charge said search floor by floor. But they're already down in the parking lot. They get into Mrs. Primo's car, and they drive out of there. They drive away from there. She asked him, "Who do you think these guys are?" And he says, "I don't know, FBI, CIA, whatever." Then they drive to where Miss Boneyard is. Before that, they talk in the car. He apologizes for his earlier behavior. Oh, and before that, when they're in the parking lot, he says, that arm, that part of Toledo was the only good thing about him. And she said, what about your own soul? And he says, last time I followed my own soul, I raped, I pillaged, and I killed a lot of people. And she's like, what do you say to that? I mean, yeah, our boy Mr. Terror wasn't the nicest in the beginning. That was a different century, after all. And they're at the place where Miss Boneyard is. Mrs. Primos tells him, "Oh, come on, go in there, and Miss Boneyard will make you right as rain." He gets angry about. I think again they're talking about the arm, who could have taken it. She also asked him, what have you considered that the arm might be gone? And then he says, if the arm was gone, then so would the curse be, and I would turn to dust. Ooh. So before that, he yells at her how it's terrible to be in the state because he's decaying and he can feel it. He can feel his lungs shrinking, his heart, his joints rotting. Ugh, poor dude. Just imagine. Trying to think about it, I wonder if he wants to break the curse on him or not. I mean, this isn't really a decent way of living in any sense, but does he still want to continue or would he like to die? Is he looking for a way to break this curse? At least he didn't go to the army, eh? Okay, he tells Mrs. Primo, okay, I'm gonna go in there, you go and stay at this place, don't poke your nose out. If I don't come back in 12 hours, send the black folder to the FBI guys. I think maybe it's all the information he knows about this death thing and about himself. Maybe in case if they stop him, at least someone will know this information. Well, he says he wants to give them a fighting chance. And then he punches his arm in Mrs. Primmel's window. And then he has to pull it out, which doesn't end too well. Anyway, he gets out of the car minus more of his arm. He apologizes and she said, it's okay, darling, understandable. She slightly helps him and then drives away. He goes in. Inside, you see, like a morgue, you got a couple of bodies, and then you see Miss Boneyard, and she's been killed. And he's very sad about it. She's one of his associates. He grabs his body, like grabs an arm from one of the tables of a dead body laying there. And then he also grabs the leg and he goes to her and he's like, I'm sorry, baby, but I need to know what happened here. And he takes her eye out and puts it in his. And I think he also takes one of her ears. And then we see her last moments. She's working, saying how the guy she's about to cut up has nice pecs. And then she hears someone. She turns around and it's that asshole Sparks. And he's like, you picked a bad day to be a friend of Mr. Terror. And then there's a guy named Manuel behind her, and he grabs that tile rope or something, and he starts choking her. And then Sparks, the bastard, approaches her. And he said, well, it won't matter in 20 minutes. He said, I think we have about 20 minutes before Gruesome gets here. And he looks at her, that's 15 minutes more than I'll need. He raped her. Because in the flashback, you see how she had long black jeans. And when Mr. Terror gets inside, they're completely ripped. So I take it this fucking asshole raped her. Yeah, he's... Mr. Terror, back then, that was how things were. But nowadays, this bastard Sparks has no excuse. So, that's how, sadly, Miss Boneyard's life ended. Then Mr. Terror is just standing there. And I think, what did he say? Said, don't worry, maybe, I think he said to her. He'll take care of it. And then a rocket flies inside. He's like, fuck. And then there's an explosion. Ooh, shit. And then outside you see Sparks smoking or lighting up a cigar. He says, all right, boys, gather him up in tin cans. And then the last page you see he's standing there. He's kind of impaled on something. He's holding an arm. And he says, mistake, assholes. You made a big mistake. Yeah, that's it. That's where issue 2 ends. Okay, first, the cover. I said in the first video, I really like how these covers were done. I say, yeah, you see him here. And they're not as detailed, but they still make a really cool scene. You see him in this house. He's got the bear arm, which I didn't notice when I first got these. I was like, holy shit, look at that. That's awesome. And you see men with guns here about to shoot him. He's really fucking angry. Understandable. Well, I hope he kills all of them, and I hope it hurts. Especially Sparks. Sirens. Yeah, I think the other is about to demolish these bastards. Okay, Inside Out. Man, comics like these are not for my sweaty fingers. Oh, look at this lady. Speaking of bears, there's a bear over there. I think that's the one he later took the arm off him. Look at this lady. What is this for? I don't know what ad this is for. Anyway. Probably won't see ads like these nowadays. It's a very nice looking lady. So you see there he is a panel. No, not panel, but the art from the previous issue. You see, got a little explanation there. Summary. Very nice. Okay. Then you see, there's that guy that puts him in the acid bath. There's the other bastard. You see, they throw him in. It's almost like he's looking at them through the acid. Great colors as well. You see, then they mops up the goo, the third guy, and then throws it in. Or gunk. Okay, I still don't show too much, even though this is already quite old. Okay, see, there's that. There's the froggy. As you see, jumps in the water, and then there we go. This is his, like the curse moving his, I don't know, blood cells, what would you call it? And you see the frog's like, huh? And then that's it, he already took control of it. It jumps, or he jumps, and then boom, it gets hit. Ribbit. Oh, and in Frog's Eye, this is called, you see? Poor Froggy. Don't worry, Froggy. You kinda will be avenged. Let me just show you Craig real quick here. I think that would be okay. You see, there's the mom. There's the cat. I do feel kind of bad about the cat, though. I wish he didn't kill it. Oh, I see, there he is. Yeah. This comic has really good art and good colors, too. Okay. Oh, holy shit. The story just keeps getting better and better. So, what a continuation. I thought we would see Sparks in the beginning of the issue 2, though. How he's taking him into the lab. It looks like he has a way to follow him, because he knew that he survived and that he got out and he was going to Miss Boneyard. The question is how and who betrayed him, or does he have some kind of, maybe he installed, I don't know, listening devices in his in his offices or something? Because somehow he knew, right? He knew that he was still alive. Well, alive, still kicking. So my question is how, and who is Sparks? Who is he working for? He's obviously just paid to kill him, but how are they going to kill him? Does he not know that the only way is to really break the curse? What's the point if he's going to keep regenerating no matter what you do? I mean, if acid didn't fucking kill him, what will, you know? I mean, it could have a whole room filled with acid, throw him in there, and it still probably wouldn't help. Because it's a magical curse. But who is he working for? Who set out to take his arm, and why? Why do they need his arm? What are they going to do with it? Ooh, I wonder if it's that knight that he worked for, that he was a squire. Maybe he, in the end, did heal? And then, I don't know, how would he have learned, though, that he was with his wife? I don't know, would this be him wanting? Nah, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. No, and neither would it be if Talita tried anything. Nah. I think it sounds silly. But just who's after him? Obviously, he killed a lot of people. You know, that's his job. He still kills people. I wonder if it's one of them or something. But the fact that they wanted the arm, and they probably know about it, makes you wonder for what purposes they took it. And what do they want to do? And what will Mr. Terror find out? I'm really excited to continue to see where this is gonna go. I was kind of bummed that he didn't actually steal a bear's arm in this, but hey, there's still 3 more issues, so I may get to see that. I wonder how this will wrap up. Because, will the series end with him, I don't know, breaking his curse, or just, you know, finding out who did this, getting the arm back, and then continuing as he was? I really look forward to finding out. Oh, I hope issue 3 starts with him killing those bastards. I want to see that. Ooh, I want to see that. That would be epic. I was just thinking, I wish this artist did the art for Berserker. I think it would have improved it. I mean, the art in there is quite good too, but this is way better. So yeah, that was issue 2 of Terror Inc. I look forward to see what our Mr. Terror does next. Alright, folks, so that is it. Let me know if you've read issue 2 and what you think about it. And remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!